We're going to profile the avocado variety called Nabal. This is approximately a century-old avocado variety. It was brought up from Guatemala about 100 years ago. And first we'll look at a couple of young trees, small trees. This tree is around 2 years old. And this tree right next to it is more like 3 or 4 years old. These are both Nabals. And you can see that it's got a bit of an open growth habit, but it's also they're also vigorous trees. They are good looking, healthy growers, and the foliage is nice. Big green leaves, wavy on the margin. Some of the most beautiful avocado leaves that I have ever seen. I love the foliage of Nabal. The new leaves are not extremely red. And let's look at some fruit. Here's one, a Nabal avocado. So as you can see, it's pretty spherical, round, and large. It's not massive, but it's about reed size, a little bit bigger than a reed maybe. And as you notice, it gets some of this callousing on the skin. And it's a green skin. It'll always stay green even when it's ripe. Today is September 11th. It's, I'll say it's nearing the end of the Nabal season. You can eat them from around May or June and on through September. This tree here is a very old Nabal. Check out the trunk. And it's located in coastal San Diego County, very close to the ocean, a mile or two at the most. And so Nabals here stay good for longer than inland locations. In terms of productivity, however, back under the tree, here's what you notice. There's no small fruit for next year. So this tree had quite a bit of fruit for this year, and it's got zero fruit for next year. Not to say that Nabals can't produce. They can produce a lot. In fact, the name Nabal means in the Indian language in Guatemala, where the mother tree was found, it means abundant, bountiful producer. That's what Wilson Popenoe, that's why Wilson Popenoe gave it the name, because when he found the mother tree, it had over 300 avocados on it, even though it was only like 6 or 7 years old. But what everyone has found since then is it tends to be an inconsistent producer, and that's why it isn't continued to be grown commercially today. Here's another example. This is another very old Nabal tree, and you can see how much fruit it has on it. There's fruit everywhere. But what you don't see is any small fruit for next year. So it has totally alternated for now. Just to compare, this is not a Nabal, but this is a reed. And reed is thought to be a progeny of Nabal. It's thought to be a seedling of Nabal and Anaheim. Anyway, here's what you would see is you'd see, like, so here's a reed, and then you've got next year's crop too, all around. So reed is in one way an improved Nabal, so to speak, where it's a more consistent producer. Why isn't Nabal so consistent at production, fruit production? I don't know. I don't know that anyone knows, but it is a B flower type, and B type avocados tend to be less consistent than A types. Reed is an A. Anyways, not to say that Nabals can't produce. They produce a lot, but they don't produce quite as consistently as other varieties. They certainly are delicious though, and so Nabal avocado tree would be one that I would add to a yard. It wouldn't probably be my first choice for an only tree in a yard though. That's your profile of the Nabal avocado.